Hello and welcome to another Hollywood Gothique video exploring horror, fantasy, and science fiction entertainment in Los Angeles. Today we are taking you to the Circus, a circus of horrors. Paranormal Cirque is a horror-themed circus produced by Cirque Italia, purveyor of shows such as Water Circus and Alcatraz. Quasi-theatrical in nature, Paranormal Cirque cloaks traditional circus entertainment in an overlay of supernatural thrills. Two versions are touring the United States, one on each coast. The West Coast version is currently in California, with scheduled stops in Woodland Hills, Redondo Beach, Thousand Oaks, and Santa Maria. Threaded throughout Paranormal Cirque is comic relief provided by the team of Steve Copeland and Ryan Combs. During their stop in Woodland Hills, Hollywood Gothique sat down with them to explore the true nature of Paranormal Cirque. How scary is it? How theatrical? And to what extent can modern circus be considered a serious dramatic art form?
Paranormal Cirque is a horror circus. And that's not something that the people of America have not really experienced before. You're going to see traditional circus acts, all with a horror twist. For instance, we have an amazing juggler who, on his spare time, is a serial killer butcher. Possessed girl who flies around by her hair, which, as movies and TV have led me to believe, that's what happens when you're possessed by a demonic spirit. We have two intrepid and hilarious ghost hunters, that's us, and all this takes place in stately Rebecca Manor, the most haunted spot in the world. So it really is an experience people don't want to miss, because if you love circus, if you love horror, this is the perfect marriage of the two of them.
What we've done is taken traditional circus acts and we've put some narrative to them. There is a storyline. You can follow Steve and I's characters through the show, but also there's just fun theming around each act. And the transitions between one act and another are theatrical transitions, not just a ringmaster coming out in a top hat and saying, and directing your attention that way, like a traditional circus.
Deaths, hatred, the wars and disease, suffering and deaths.
Everybody's seen a traditional circus, and I think one refreshing thing for people that come to Cirque Italia's productions is it's something different. You're seeing stuff with theming, either overall or individually in an act.
We use theatrical transitions in between each act to set stuff up. For example, we have an act of zombies who do a jump rope act where they spin the jump rope and do acrobatic tricks in there. But it's not a regular jump rope that they're using. They're using guts and intestines that they've taken from a victim.
Amazing final act where a man is fighting for his life on this giant rotating wheel. You are going to be fearing for the safety of our performers as they defy death right in front of you.
I design this infernal machine that eliminates the only scourge that haunts this earth, the man.
In addition to the performance, there is a pre-show with a haunt attraction attached. So if you show up 40 minutes early, this is free with your ticket, you get to experience our pre-show where our performers are acting as scare actors.
From the moment you arrive, you are in the world surrounded by world-class acrobats and surrounded by a horror theme. It is for adults. It's a rated R show.
We don't allow children under the age of 13 because of the horror violence, because of the bad language, because of the adult humor. But, it is very different in many ways, making an adult audience laugh. Ingredients you use in the dish to serve up to the audience are a little spicier.
Circus is regarded a little bit more as an art form now than it has been in the past. But that's not to say that it's still not out there to entertain.
The reason we're here is to make people have a good time. And
that's why our prices are affordable. The material in the show is accessible. Entertaining and artistic, but accessible.
I think Circus is one of the last live art forms that is accessible to anyone.
The people that come to see our show are horror fans.
You don't have to wait for Halloween. You don't have to go to a major city. The first thing you do is experience a haunted attraction.
And you're around the props and the sounds and the atmosphere.
And also there's lots of Easter eggs sprinkled throughout. For instance, in the pre-show we have tombstones. This one's for Birdie Futterman. For fans of horror, they'll recognize that as a character played by Dick Miller in the two Gremlins films. So all of our tombstones have little in-jokes and references to horror. Ryan and I try and throw in horror references into our comedy. And you're going to see things in the show that are reminiscent of classic horror themes or movies or literature. So it really is, if you are into horror, you're going to get a top-rate show. Plus, you're going to see lots of fan service that's going to give you that recognition and that feeling of, this is my place, these are my people. This is 2 hours of live entertainment plus a 40-minute pre-show on top of that for an experience you're not going to forget.
Paranormal Cirque continues in Woodland Hills through Sunday, August 7th. The address is 5500 Canoga Avenue. Subsequent shows take place in Redondo Beach from August 11 to 14, in Thousand Oaks from August 18 to 21, and in Santa Maria from August 25 through 28. Tickets can be purchased online at paranormalcirque.com, by phone at 941-704-8572, or by visiting the box office. Our thanks to Steve Copeland and Ryan Combs for answering all of our questions. We think Paranormal Cirque is a must-see event for horror fans and general audiences. The horror element, to some extent, is window dressing, but it does add a layer of sinister dread to the traditional dangers of high-wire circus acts, and the actual performances are truly mind-blowing. Until next time, may all of your dreams be filled with delicious nightmares.